Welcome to Trinity Colleges. This interview with these students are really geared at helping you, the Form 3 students, in your selection for next academic years.
And my expectation for IT when I selected it in Form 3 was to really learn about the hardware and devices that we were familiar with and came in contact with on a daily basis, but never really knew any background information or how it worked.
I think you need to read a lot. You need to be able to read a lot. So because the syntax of the programming languages is a lot of stuff to remember.
I think you need to be very strong in problem solving and be able to figure out what to do and steps to take in order to solve problems, especially the programming, especially when it comes later on in the Form 5 year. You need a lot of problem solving skills.
Yeah, well, I honestly believe that these two skills that I think you required is like focus. Like you need real so you could pinpoint all the errors that you'd find in a program or let's say an algorithm, and concentration and memory.
Well, for me, I thought I'd really like programming because when we was in Form 3, we learned a little bit about it, and then when we entered into Form 4, I had a passion for it. But the one thing about programming is writing it is the easy part, but after when problems like errors in the program arrive, that has been the most challenging part, to actually sit down and look through the entire program for all the errors inside of it. It becomes really frustrating after a little while.
When I first saw the SBA, I thought it was going to be very long and take more over 3 months, but then I just realized that the real purpose of the SBA was to give you first-hand experience on what you will encounter after you leave school, because the SBA was like a real life situation, and then it just make you realize is this truly what you want to do after you leave school? Because it's certainly a strenuous activity. But when I did programming, I realized that was the field that I would most likely go into, and I was actually thinking of careers such as engineering, so maybe computer science I might go on to study, which would require some IT, so that especially used to pump me up whenever I go home. I would go on the internet and search up some stuff. I would dig into programming and try to make my own programs for my own specific purposes, and that used to make me actually be excited about IT anytime I go back to class.
Yeah, for this IT, it can be an easy subject, but you have to like it, or at least be willing to study and pay attention. If you don't like it, if it comes naturally, well, you don't really need to study that much. But there are a lot of students right now who are going to fail for sure, because
Liking it just not going and cut it.
Yeah, liking it is not really everything. You have to actually have the will to do it.
Focus.
And if you don't really think you want to do IT, or you don't think you have it in you to do any of the things required, or if you don't have the skills required, you probably shouldn't, because a 4 or you wouldn't look too good on a resume.
Yeah.
True. And then it may have other people
who really
want to do the subject also, and they wouldn't get the opportunity because you may have been slightly better than them in the other in Form 1 to 3. And maybe they just they play the fool and from 1 to 3, but their mind really focused on it from Form 4, and they may really want to do it.